The word legacy is sometimes overused, isn't it? But the word mess is avoided often. Because how I am as a human being is if I make a mess, I find a way to call it a legacy. Well, today we're here to speak to Sheila James inside of a context given by this question. Will you leave a legacy or will you leave a mess? I want to tell you a little bit about Sheila James before we begin. Joining me in this conversation is also the co-founder of the Daily Huddle, Giovanni Gonzalez. We're going to wrap together, the three of us, and create a world where legacy is distinguished and where mess is also distinguished. And Sheila James is none other than the CEO of St. James Media. She's an empowerment coach, a podcaster. You can find her podcast all over the world at Sheila Speaks. Sheila is also the author and facilitator of 2020, The Next 5 Years, a 6-session empowerment coaching series designed for people just like you to create a blueprint, to leave an imprint and legacy in your life. I could tell you a whole bunch more about Sheila, but what I know I can tell you is that Giovanni and myself are sitting right here with you in this conversation because of Sheila's creation. Her knack and her mission in life is to be where leaders are. And she is where leaders are because wherever she shows up, that's the context that's created. That's the commitment that's present. Sheila, I love you. I'm so happy you're here with us. Good morning. I'd love for you to create yourself for the listeners and also begin to create the legacy you want to leave.
Really great. Well, thank you, Giovanni, and thank you so much, Sorrell. You know, I love both. You two are two of my main men, right? And in this conversation, it is so vast, but yet it's so small. There's really in life what you want to be remembered for. Like with my family, I'd be remembered for dropping an eggshell while I was baking a cake and then still baking the cake and we crunch it on the eggshell. I don't necessarily want to be remembered for that, but it's really, what are you going to leave behind? So there are material things in life that we have. There are conversations we participate and engage in that we have. But then we really do have, like the Daily Huddle is already now a legacy to leave behind. This will be etched in history forever, the Daily Huddle, because two leaders, two men, two visionaries said so. And while you're not doing it in the world of doing to just leave it, you're doing it as part of your expression and passion for communicating daily to the world. So your legacy can be found in many, many areas of your life. Or you can leave a mess. You can do both. It can be negative or positive. I'm going to use the artist. I think of Prince. Prince left a legacy and a catalog of music that is unprecedented. He left that legacy. And he was great, and he is great, and I love Prince. And he left a mess. He left a mess because he had a $600 million estate, and he didn't have a will. He didn't have a trust. And now all of a sudden, everybody in the world is related to Prince. Hey, I got some of his DNA. I'll take some of that. So there's that side of our lives, particularly when we're successful, that we want to tend to. You got to tend to it or it becomes a mess.
Yeah, so this conversation is really for everybody, Sheila.
Yes.
What I'm hearing you say is that for an entrepreneur, for a mother, for the owner of a company, you are in action on a daily basis.
Yes.
And the actions you're taking are making an imprint around you. So you are leaving something.
Yes.
Question is, are you leaving a legacy? Are you leaving a mess? So you could say that anyone, as long as you living, you are leaving both, as Giovanni's saying. Gio, I'd love for you to chime in and give us your view of legacy versus mess. You said in your comment, I'm leaving both. And
Mm-hmm.
I think for human beings, the
Mm-hmm.
idea of leaving a legacy is something that we aspire to.
Yes.
And I tend to feel a bit guilty and insignificant about leaving a mess. Now, I don't want to leave a mess, but Gio's saying I'm leaving both. Maybe there is the space where we can be at peace, that to be a human being is to be leaving both and to be living a life, as you pointed to, Sheila, to tending to what I want to leave deliberately. So, Gio, I'd love to hear you.
Okay, thank you. Um, so great to be with both of you, and I love the Daily Huddle. I had to say that.
Yeah.
One, what I was present, Sheila and Sorel, as you were both speaking, is the degree in which I want to live my life as fully self-expressed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I battle constantly. I have this internal dialogue, an internal conflict of being fully out here, fully playing in life, free of comparison, freeing myself from the man I want to become, and freeing myself from the man I've been. And so as I'm playing all out in life, I am, and Sorel and I have this thing about running on with bad ideas. You're just taking on bad ideas and going all the way.
Mm.
And as I'm playing all out is coming out. So there's this aspect of that one could say, Gio, man, you're doing it right. Like this is cool, man. You're doing it right, and cool things are happening. And as I'm on the court, I also see the mess I'm creating, because it takes something to be on the court all out, you know. So for some folks, for some people in my life, they can see the legacy. Some people can see the mess, and I certainly can see it in these elections. I certainly can see it with everyone I admire, that I have respect for. They have this aspect where they have been able to create that legacy, and I can also see they have this aspect of creating a mess for sure in their life. So that's kind of like what I was present, Sorel and Sheila, as you guys were
Yeah,
speaking.
wow. this
Really
this
great.
thing's a little bigger than we thought, right, Sheila?
Yeah, it is very, very big because it encompasses it even things like in the 21st century, I'm a 70s girl. I'm a baby boomer. I know I don't look it, right? But
Oh,
I'm a baby boomer. And the things that we did then, whoever thought that passwords could become if you leave the earth without your passwords, your family's got a
you
mess.
can't die.
You can't go. And people think they belong to them. No, you better have them in a couple places. It seems, I'm telling you, I have someone right now, they can't access their father's pension that has a lot of money in it because of what? There's the
Password.
password. It's not just the password, it's what do you call it when you have a password, then you have another password?
Oh, double authentication, something
Yes.
like that.
Yes, it's taken an act of Congress. They've had to get a lawyer. I'm telling you, it seems small, you know? And that's not who this man was. This man is great.
Mm.
So it's all of it. It encompasses your foundation in life and then what you're creating inside your vision and your legacy. Now, you're not out in the world just doing your legacy. You're more being and acting inside of your legacy. See, this is a small piece of your legacy for your children, right? It's a small piece, the Daily Huddle. But you probably weren't looking at it like that when we got on this call this morning. But people will go on the internet and be able to look up Sorrel Caton, Giovanni Gonzalez for years to come and click the Daily Huddle. That's probably this much of your pie. Then there's your leadership at work and what you're creating and leaving for living. I like to even say living and leaving for your family and friends. And then for some of us who are really out there on the skinny branches, for humanity and society at large. Depends on the game you're playing. How big or how. My mother was a housewife of 7 children. She left a massive legacy. Massive. I tell people she didn't leave us any money and she left us a fortune. We're going through my father's stuff, who knew Dr. King, pictures, letters from Benjamin Elijah Mays to him, the former president emeritus of Morehouse College, letters from the president. She kept everything. So now I'm working on what I like to call an Academy Award-winning documentary about my father. But that's what she left. I mean, it's massive. Little pieces of paper with signatures, cards with famous people's pictures. So I'm trying to create the world, not trying, I don't use that word. I'm creating the picture of the vastness of it.
Yeah.
It's not just, you end up in the history books. It's for every single person listening to the Daily Huddle and here right now.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to pick it up. I've been looking at some other possible businesses. Somebody dies and let me just say this. My father died in 1994. We're still disseminating stuff. So that's the stuff side. And then there's the who he was in the world side. And who I've become because of that world. So for us who have children, who they start to become, the becoming of our children and our now grandchildren, we're of that age.
Yeah.
So there's just a world that we want to become present to, Sorrel and Giovanni, and everyone here. And thank you for listening today on the Daily Huddle. There's a world we're amassing.
I'm hearing a couple of aspects of it.
Okay.
One is that I'm living. I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yes.
I create what I create. When I die, whether I was consciously or deliberately trying to leave a legacy,
yes,
I leave one anyway. So there's such a thing as the default legacy I end up
very
leaving.
good. Yeah.
Right. And then there is what I believe you're creating with us, Sheila, and I want to express it and hear your feedback, both of you. There is the default legacy or the default mess, because you are at once creating both. And then there is me standing and declaring for myself and for the people around me a vision. And then inside that vision, I work to fulfill it. I surrender to it. So I'm living, but I'm not just living willy-nilly.
Yes.
I'm living inside of a vision, learning, growing, evolving to fulfill that vision. So I too end up living and leaving a legacy and a mess. And the only thing that distinguishes the default and the other one is the vision. Yeah. So I'm discovering in this conversation, Sheila and Giovanni, what is the importance of, or the thing you can't avoid is to create a vision.
I'm going to let Giovanni speak, but when you spoke, it sparked something in me. Exactly. Something from your heart. Yeah. Something that lasts throughout times. I'm going to use another person who is classic. So we did Prince, we got to do Michael Jackson. Do you know how many children, I'm talking about 2 to 6 years old, love Michael Jackson right now today? They know his music. I mean, all races, creeds, and every little child I meet, they love him like they knew him right now. He left a legacy, not just of music, but that music exudes passion and love. It connects something. It fascinates me. I even now ask children, do you know Michael Jackson? I love Michael. Little kids, they've never seen him. And there's that legacy and all that. And yes, we're human beings. You're going to mess it up. You're going to screw up if you have blood and a heart. Nobody's perfect. No, hey, everybody, you're not going to do it right. And the bigger you are as a person and human being, the more mess you may make. But then you want to make it in the context of inside of your vision, what speaks to you, what calls to you, what lights you up, what you love.
And what you dare to create.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Gio, what you got to say? And then I guess we could start entertaining questions. I don't know.
Yeah.
Giovanni
Yeah.
Gonzalez?
There is, for me, looking at the opportunity of having an opinion about the mess and the legacy that some people have left. And then there is for me to look at the mess and the legacy I'm leaving.
Mm.
And I am looking at the one I'm leaving, you know, the one of the things I heard you both were pointing to is, well, no matter what I do is going to create legacy, and no matter, given the human being I am, I'm going to create a mess. And so what I'm hearing is, and I am creating a mess that I'm constantly cleaning up. What I'm hearing is that there is this opportunity for a certain group of human beings who listen to conversations like this one that create a vision that gives context for the opportunity of the default legacy and the default mess. But the vision I create, that I declare, that I connect to, that I surrender, this vision gives purpose to the mess and the legacy, and it opens me up and it frees me up.
Yes.
For the opportunity that my life is, given that I am a dot in the history of the universe. I mean, we only live a few years anyway, so might as well create a big mess and create a big legacy with a particular vision created by me.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what I'm hearing so far. Yeah. I'm kind of excited about it.
I love it.
Rashida had her hand up. Rashida, we're going to call you up, but right beforehand, before I forget it, because, I've got that same thing that Sheila has.
I got it.
I'm hearing this, that there's the vision I create, and then I can choose to surrender to it, like you were saying, and live a life given by it, but make it as big as I can, right? So I'm living a big life. And then the life I live leaves a trace in the world. Mm-hmm. And whether it's called a legacy or mess may not be up to me.
Very good.
It may be up to the interpretation and what it is that people who come after me are extracting from what's left from the big or small life I lived. So I think the responsibility, maybe it's not responsibility, the whatever it is that calls what my life leaves, a legacy or a mess, may not be just up to me. And if that's the case, then damn it, I might as well create a vision and live the biggest life I can.
There you go. Oh, that was so well. I couldn't have said it better, Sorrel.
Yeah.
Why not? Go slop it up. Get out there. Spread your wings. I'm serious. Get in the trenches. Do it. Whatever it is. Just
Yeah.
Nike said, just do it. Really. Yeah. Is Rashida, does she still have her
Yeah,
hand
good
up?
morning, Rashida. Come on out.
She might have walked away or something.
Oh no, she's
She's
there.
right there. There she is.
Go
Grand
ahead, Rashida.
Rising, everyone. Grand Rising. Thank you so much, Sheila. Thank you so much, Miss Jones. I am so happy. I'm so happy to be here this morning with you all guys because I have learned so much. My German Shepherd wanted to share also. So I am so delighted to know that I am piggybacking on my ancestors back. And why I say that is that my grandpapa have left a legacy that will live on forever. And why I say that is because he have left what I would say the 8 city black farm with a grandfather claw that no one can sell it ever. My kids, my grandkids, grandkids, my mom kids, that is myself and my sisters and brothers, we can live on the land, but we cannot sell the land. And for me, that was so super genius. You can come, you can utilize the land, but you cannot sell it. And I'm saying, and this property is in the family for 210 years.
Wow.
And we going to live 500 years more and it's going to be there.
Beautiful.
And for me, that's legacy.
Yeah.
And like I say to people, I'm moving back to Costa Rica and I'm going to go and live on the land, but I'm going to have to leave the land there.
Beautiful.
So for me, being in that mindset, I also building a legacy. And when you mentioned Prince, it's like so amazing to see so much talent, so much knowledge that he had and didn't have a trust, didn't have a corporate. I was like, wow, what happened here? What happened here? So when I hear that story, and I go back to my grandpapa. I says, where my grandpapa went good, what knowledge did he have that he left that legacy and that grandfather Clara and the property that Prince didn't have that knowledge to be able to go into that setting. So thank you so much for really coming here and leave some nuggets. And I hope everyone will learn from what you're teaching us this morning. Thank you very much, Sheila. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. God bless you and your grandfather, your family.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Rashida.
You got Dr. Joy?
Dr. Joy.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
I wanted to share a quote that I often tell my students when we are writing. In my belief that oftentimes when we are authors and we're writing, just allow whatever mess you create as a writer, just allow it to eventually become a masterpiece. That every mess with a little intention and purpose and direction, every mess can become a masterpiece. So I just wanted to add that.
That was beautiful, Dr. Joy. Wow. That can become a masterpiece. Wow. Love it.
Dr. Joy, thank you for that. Sheila and Jill, Lizette wrote something that I see stands on the shoulders of what Dr. Joy is saying. And I want to read it to you because it moves me. I think looking at legacy and mess from afar, what I don't want is to feel trapped in either of them. I definitely have the power to create a legacy and a mess, but I don't want to feel like a victim. of either.
Beautiful. Who said that? Who's that thinker right there?
Lizette Ortiz.
All right, Lizette. That's the kind of, yeah.
Drop the mic.
Yeah.
Ronald.
Hey, Ronald.
How are y'all? What's up, Twinny? It's funny that I recently started to think about legacy.
Mm,
This is just about last week I started to take and start to kind of really seeing what is legacy or what could mine be. And what I really boiled down to is really going back to the time when you used to say, or when I used to say, or when I was listening to it said to me many times, it's like, have a dream that is bigger than you. Always have something that is bigger than you and put it out there. So it boils down to me that whatever I'm doing now, I just have to keep amplifying it. And he will do whatever he does to the world, just like Sherelle said. It's a mess, and it's just the interpretation of the world when I left that's gonna really make it a legacy or a mess, or be positive or negative, but it will be what it is. So I started really thinking about, since I've been doing, I think I'm doing good. So I might as well keep shooting for excellence.
yeah.
That's basically where I am right now, just shooting for excellence and keep things going and let it out there, just push it out
Yeah.
there, with no holdback. So that's what I've got from this conversation this morning.
Awesome. I love it. And no hold back. Don't hold anything back.
Yeah.
Let it rip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let it rip. And it doesn't matter where you are, big or small in the game. Keep playing the game. Keep getting up every morning. And I know what it's like to get up every morning for these guys to do the daily huddle every day. I do coaches and coffee on Monday. And every Monday I'm like, oh, I don't feel like it. Oh, I don't want to. But the people who listen, they're counting on me. People who are listening to the Daily Huddle, they're counting on Giovanni and Sorrell to have that conversation. Period. And it doesn't matter if it's one person or 10,000 people or 1,000,000 people. People are listening. People are hungry for that gift, that contribution, that piece of the pie we call life that they pull and extract from you, from us. And then thus that legacy is creating itself over and over. And this is only one piece. It took me a lifetime to get what I have is a voice. See, the voice is natural. I didn't know that was the gift until people kept telling me. I said, oh, that's what I should be doing. Speaking, talking, sharing, empowering, being impactful. Oh, God, why didn't I get that in my degree from Spelman back in the 70s? But that's okay too. That's great, Robert. Thank you. All right. Anything else, Sorrell, Giovanni?
Well, Sheila, tell the world a little bit about what this very conversation inspired and what's happening in January.
All right. Well, what's happening in January is that myself, Giovanni, Sorrell, and the incomparable attorney, Rita Tucker Williams, we're going to have a transformational day of inspiration, innovation, and vision. And we're going to spend that day in a conversation for our legacy, vision, leadership, and legacy. Bringing our leadership, which is already always there or not, to both our vision and our passion, and creating a vision. We want to create a vision statement. New Year starting. We want to get jump started. We want to jumpstart it with a group in an environment where we can share and contribute to each other and be loud about what we're out to accomplish this year. So while it will include our goals, we will create a vision board. We'll walk away with that. It's going to be at the Loudermilk, January 17th. We have a link. Sorrel, do you have the link? Where you can register. We sent it to you on the email. Christine
I'll
did.
post it in there too. Yes.
Okay. We're going to eat. We're going to have it be the kickoff for our lives newly. It might include what you already have, and it may not. But we want to have that day together because we're already in a new world. We'll have a new president, period. We'll be going into the King weekend that weekend. And then what's it going to be about for us? So we want you to bring your heart, your soul, your passion. Start thinking now what you're up to. Really, in the face of any and all circumstances. I need to add that because sometimes we collapse the circumstances with that's who you are. No, it's not. They're just circumstances. They never go away. And the bigger you play the game, the bigger they are. And so we're going to leave you with the link. Sorrel, can I close with one more thing I'd like to share?
Yes, the link is there, Sheila, and then we'll end it with the video that is the trailer for the event.
Oh, awesome. All right, good.
And this is not the first round.
No,
This is just the first round.
it's the
We'll
first
be back
round.
again to create in the listening the world what this event is and what it is to create legacy and mess and be empowered.
Legacy and mess. Well, the thing I want to close is a few more famous legacies. I know I've been speaking to famous legacies, but the legacy of Abraham Lincoln was a legacy of freedom, equality, and democracy. So as we vote this week, that we want that in the foreground and the background. Freedom, equality, and democracy. The legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. was peace, justice, and civil rights. And that's his legacy. And the legacy of Mandela, a legacy of forgiveness, reconciliation, and hope. So I want to leave you with, what do you want to be remembered for? What is the legacy, the vision that your children's children will speak to about you, we, us forever? All right, that's what I want to say. I love you, and I really thank you, Gio and Sorrel, for the opportunity to be with you this morning.
Thank you, Sheila, and thank you very much. All be together on January 17th, 2020
Yes.
for this event with our
This is
dear
my calendar.
Giovanni Gonzalez and Sheila James. Gio, it's been a while since I heard you create our 8 tenets. I'd love to hear it.
Awesome, Sorrel. Thank you very much. And thank you all for being here. And remember to live a renegade life. Number 1, love. Love those you have a different opinion about. Love who are going to vote different from you. Love and vote. Love and vote. Stress less. There's only one life. Might as well chill out. There's no coming back. Might as well take it easy. This is your life. Enjoy it. Laugh more. Stretch your cheeks. It helps you with the wrinkles. It helps you with being sexy. It helps you with creating the right chemicals to heal your life. Stretch your cheeks. Sleep more. You're sleeping 6 hours. Try 7. Try 8. Try 9. Did you know that sleeping more rejuvenates you? Sleep a little bit more. If you can't sleep, read a book. Don't watch TV. Don't watch your cell phone. Just take a book and put it in front of you. You'll see your brain says, I don't like reading, and you'll fall asleep. You might not need a pill. Read a book. Move a little bit more every day. Right before breakfast, right after lunch, right before you go to bed. Move every single day. Take a 10-minute walk. It will stretch your life. And always remember to give. Give your love away. Give your jealousy away. Give it all away.
Yeah.
There's no coming back. Might as well give it all. And remember, critical. Check your assumptions. Check what you think. It might not be the truth. Your life is a recollection of a lot of stories that never happened. Check your assumptions. I love you. I'll see you Monday. Don't forget to love and don't forget to vote.
All right. Love you. Thank you.
One love, guys. One love.